start there, actually, because directing your first feature is a huge feat that should be celebrated. Two-part question on that. What is something about your Schitt's Creek directing experience that you found coming in handy on Good Grief? But then also, what is a learning curve you experienced directing your first feature?
You know what? I think it wasn't so much the direct. I mean, I honed skills directing episodes of my TV show for sure. I think more than anything else, it was watching the way that my dad and Catherine O'Hara handled themselves on set. Because a set is governed by the top of the call sheet, so to speak. And when an actor is, in the case of my TV show, actors are so generous and so collaborative and so wanting the experience to go smoothly and well, and for it to be enjoyable for people. The ripple effect, the domino effect of that can be felt through the entire experience. So yes, I needed to hone skills in terms of what it is to be a director on a set and what that means. But more than anything else, and I don't want to say more importantly, but it is a significant part of it, running a set and knowing how you want it to be, how you want it to feel, how you want your actors to feel, how you want your crew to feel. That to me was the greatest gift that I was given from Schitt's Creek. And then in terms of a learning curve, you know, I think there are breaks when you make television. Well, they're not really. There's a weekend. I guess there's a weekend in making movies anyway. Well, it's just ultimately it's a long. Is it longer? No, it's not. It's not the same.
It's tricky.
I don't know. It's about negotiation ultimately. Every day is a negotiation. Every day you are in pursuit of protecting the movie you want to make, and all you are up against are the elements. You know, there's a scene at the end of the movie on a Ferris wheel. We thought we were going to get an entire day to shoot on the Ferris wheel. They came to us the night before and said, not only will you not get any time on the Ferris wheel, the time you will get, because we were supposed to rent it. Cut to night before, you are no longer renting the Ferris wheel. You have to go on the Ferris wheel with all the rest of the tourists, which is fine if you had pre-planned for that. But what ended up happening was we had to prep the Ferris wheel pod with a camera and a team and a light. They had to do that while the tourists were on the Ferris wheel. Then the pod came back around. We had to get on the pod and start acting as it was going around. So there was, there's like, it's the hurdles that make the adventure worthwhile.
The first thing when I saw that scene was, I'm like, that is a production hurdle, right? The second you write that in your script, I'm like, God help you.
Yeah. No, why don't we walk around some Monets? Why don't we get on a Ferris wheel in the middle of Paris? We shot for the stars and it worked out.
It did work out. I want to go back to where you started, and I'll pose this to you, Himesh and Ruth, because I love talking about the value of a good number one on the call sheet and a leader on set. So to make Dan blush now, what is something you appreciated about him in that respect that you are excited for more actors to get to experience when they work with him as a director in the future?
I didn't know that was all going on with the Ferris wheel
about me first. Okay, what?
I didn't know the Ferris. Did you know that all that?
What? About the Ferris wheel?
The Ferris wheel thing.
Yeah.
That we had. Oh, I didn't know. See? It's not amazing.
The big
making your
takeaway
life.
is the Ferris wheel.
I don't know. You know what? A set that is safe and kind. It sounds so simple, doesn't it?
Why isn't it that simple always?
Do you know,
I don't understand
know.
that.
The will isn't there sometimes. And the will has to be there. And everything that Dan said about being on set and the top of the call sheet and how the energy filters through, never a true word was said. It really matters. And I mean, sometimes it's kind of scary that, the welfare of a set can depend on, someone's personality. Unfortunately, that is sometimes the way it is. It shouldn't be that way. But luckily, Dan understands all of that, and that all you want to do, anybody who's working on a set wants to do their job the best they can, safely and with kindness, and hopefully enjoy themselves, And that is exactly the set that you want to come to work. You want to come to work every day, and that's what I felt on this one.
And I think that generosity actually I'm excited for actors, but also crew members to work with Dan, because I think that generosity is filtered through the entire production. You've made a concerted effort to make sure the food we were getting every day was good, rather than sometimes food on film sets isn't always the best. And it's a huge deal. It means that everyone's happy and they want to work. They want to. It's just such a simple thing. You feed everyone well, and they're happy.
I worked in an environment when I was in my early days that was where I felt so disrespected in the workplace. Undervalued. And disrespect, I guess, is what I had interpreted as undervalued, disrespected.
No, I totally get it.
You personalize it in a way.
Absolutely you do.
And you stop working. You stop doing your best because you think, well, if nobody notices and there's no concerted effort being made to make me feel included or like my work is helping here. The factual truth is, you pull one person away from a film set and something will change. So if you don't make everyone on that set feel like the work they are doing is completely valuable and necessary to the process, you're not going to get people to work as hard because they don't feel motivated. They don't want to come to work. So when people feel like, oh, what I'm doing, from the food that I'm making to the lighting that I'm setting up, is crucial, they take ownership, rightful ownership, over the film that they're making or the TV show that they're making, and it becomes theirs. It's not a job. It's something they have ownership and stake in. And that's, I think, when you get real, and especially on things that are lower budgets. Schitt's Creek, for example, had no money to it, but we got what we got out of it because everyone had stake in what we were making. And that was crucial in this project and anything that I have the privilege of being able to kind of a standard that I am able to set. So often as actors, you walk into a set that's already the culture of the set is dictated for you. So when you get that opportunity to set that bar, it's crucial that people walk away feeling.
I'm a big believer that when a set has that quality, you could feel it radiating off the screen, and I felt that here.
It's alchemy. It creates that's the alchemy. That's how it doesn't just get created if you're just turning up. It takes work.
All right, I have to wind down with you. I wanted to squeeze in one spoiler question because I am obsessed with the third act scene with Celia Imrie. It's like one of the most exceptional performance beats I've seen all year. So what is it like figuring out, I guess, how best to support her with an emotional monologue like that?
It wasn't supporting, it was giving a platform to. And I think Celia is one of the great actors of her generation. And it was such a thrill to get to work with her. So what I did was create an environment for her to be free to do what she wanted to do, as many times as she wanted to do it. And it was easy for me, as it is for a lot of actors when you're working with wonderful people. I mean, it's very easy to react. And that's all I had to do in that scene. So I just had to set up the platform for her to do her thing. And just when the cameras turned around on me, it was just, I didn't have to do much. But I remember shooting that scene with her and no one really knew. We didn't rehearse it. And she just caught us all by surprise, not that we didn't expect it from her, but we didn't know what choices she would make. And there was such vulnerability and such stoicism in a way, it was miraculous. And I just remember thinking, gosh, this is going to be one of those great scenes.
I might have rewatched it a couple of times. Congratulations. The three of you are phenomenal together, too.
Thank you ever so much.